Welcome to Guided, your weekly sanctuary where we blend the wisdom of the Enneagram with the art of intentional living. I'm your host, Evie, and you're so welcome here. Guided is all about helping you, the modern woman, find your flow in a world that's often all hustle and no heart. Whether you're navigating a career pivot, diving into creative pursuits, or just figuring out how to take better care of yourself, Guided is here to support you. This podcast is like a weekly chat with a good friend, one who's passionate about making your life feel good. At Guided, we believe in living with intention, fostering emotional well-being, and finding joy in the everyday. We tackle the big stuff like overthinking, setting boundaries, and avoiding burnout, all while keeping it real and relatable. Think of this as your go-to spot for practical tips, soulful conversations, and a reminder to break free from the grind. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. Thank you for choosing to make Guided a part of your weekly ritual. If you're ready to step into a life of intention and empowerment, then hit that subscribe button and let's get started. Hello and welcome back to Guided. I'm your host Evie, and today we're diving deep into 3 fascinating Enneagram types from the head triad. Type 5, Type 6, and Type 7. And these types make up the head triad, also known as the thinking center. I am so excited to get into the thinking center. And if you're not sure of your Enneagram type, why not take my free Enneagram quiz now? It's linked in the show notes. You can scroll down, hit pause, and come back when you've landed on your Enneagram type. Okay, so the thinking center, or the head triad, focus on issues relating to fear and security. So these types primarily navigate the world through their mental processes and strategies for finding safety. So already you should be able to take a guess as to if you're in the head triad or not. For example, I am not in the head triad. I don't struggle with issues related to fear and security. I definitely don't navigate through the world through my mental processes, through my thinking, through my analyzing. I have strategies for finding safety. Not at all. Mainly because it's not something I'm thinking about. The head triad consists of Type 5, the investigator, Type 6, the loyalist, and Type 7, the enthusiast. And these types are driven by their thoughts and a need for security. They often engage with the world by seeking understanding, planning, and anticipating potential problems. However, what that looks like is specific to each type. So each type within this triad is dealing with this fear in different ways, and this shapes their behavior and interactions. The fear of a Type 6 looks very different from the fear of a Type 7, looks very different from the fear of a Type 5, which is where we shall begin today. So Type 5s, also known as the investigators, are perceptive, innovative, and curious. They are so curious. They have a deep need to understand the world and often become experts in their areas of interest. In fact, they don't really like to make decisions until they have become expert in whatever they are seeking to understand. So we can already see where issues might come up for the Type 5. 5s value independence and self-sufficiency. I think Type 5s are the most self-sufficient of all the Enneagram types. They often require a lot of personal space and time to recharge, and they're very good at making sure they have access to that. This can make them appear distant or detached. I would know, I'm married to one, but it's a way for them to conserve energy and manage this fear about the external world. If all of their head types struggle with fear in different ways, Type 5s feel externally. They are afraid about the external world. In relationships, Type 5s are thoughtful and insightful, and they offer a wealth of knowledge, a very calm and steady presence. However, they need to find a balance between their solitude and engaging and remaining connected to their loved ones. And so for personal growth, 5s should focus on sharing their thoughts and feelings more openly. Oh my gosh, we really want to know what you think, Type 5s. We love your thoughts. So practicing vulnerability and seeking support from others can help them build deeper connections and reduce their sense of isolation. So engaging in activities that bring them into the present moment is also going to be really beneficial with this. Are you a Type 5? Does this sound like you? If it does, you might find this week's blog post really, really helpful. It's linked in the show notes now. I'd love for you to take a read. Okay, let's look now at the type 6, the loyalist. So 6s are reliable and responsible and security oriented. They are driven by a need for safety, and they're often seeking guidance and support from others. We would call this the internal or the inner committee for type 6s. They kind of hold all of the opinions of the people around them in their head. And when they're trying to make a decision, they will ask the inner committee and take almost like a median score of what the most common answer is. And this makes type 6s excellent problem solvers, and they're always prepared for potential challenges. But here we can see where the issues might come up for a type 6. So if type 5s feel fear externally, type 6s feel fear internally. They feel that they themselves can't make a decision, which is why they're always relying on their inner critic. So they value loyalty and commitment, and they are very dedicated and trustworthy as friends and partners, but their constant need for reassurance leads to overthinking, and so much of it. In relationships, 6s are dependable and caring. They're vigilant about protecting their loved ones, which could make them look a little bit like type 8s at times. But this is to ensure stability, not because they love to control. To grow, 6s need to build trust in their own abilities and own judgments and reduce their reliance on external validation. And personal growth for 6s involves developing self-confidence, learning to embrace uncertainty, and building a strong in-person support network can also provide the security they seek without becoming overly dependent on that inner committee. Okay, finally, let's explore type 7, the enthusiasts. 7s are enthusiastic, they're spontaneous, they're very adventurous. They are driven by a desire to experience as much joy and excitement as possible all of the time because they are afraid of being trapped in pain or uncomfortable situations. So let's go back. Type 5s have external fear. Type 6s have internal fear. Type 7s have a fear of being in pain. So we can see that all 3 head types are driven by this fear, but how they engage with it, the outworking of that fear, looks different dependent on the Enneagram type. Type 7s are always on the lookout for new experiences, always on the lookout for new opportunities. They have a zest for life that really can't be matched by other people. And they are incredibly fun to be around. But their constant pursuit of pleasure can lead to impulsiveness and a tendency to avoid difficult emotions or situations. In relationships, 7s are lively and inspiring partners. They bring a sense of fun and adventure and positivity to every day. But they need to learn to face their fears and stay present, even in challenging times. For personal growth, 7s should focus on developing patience and the ability to sit with discomfort. And I know 7s, I know that's hard. I'm saying it like it's easy. I see you. I know that is hard. This means embracing all of life's experiences, not just the pleasurable ones, type 7s. And there you have it. A quick deep dive into Enneagram types 5, 6, and 7. Each type within the head triad offers profound strengths and unique challenges, all centered around their mental processes and strategies for finding that security that drives them. Remember, understanding your Enneagram type is just the beginning. So if you want to learn more, book in for a blueprint typing session and let's get really into the nitty-gritty of what drives you and your Enneagram type and what you can do to step out of self-sabotaging behavior and into the most empowered version of you. The real transformation happens when we apply these insights to your daily life, not just think about them in theory, my wonderful head types. If Guided the podcast resonated with you, why not share it on your socials or send it to your friends? And if you have a spare moment, I would love it if you could leave me a review. These small gestures are free and they're invaluable in helping me amplify the reach of Guided the podcast, connecting us with more empowered women who are eager to increase their well-being. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay in the loop with our latest episodes. By subscribing, you'll stay connected and receive a weekly dose of inspiration directly to your inbox. Thank you for being a part of our community, for showing up, and for your commitment to personal growth and self-discovery. Until next time, take care of yourself, stay curious, and keep exploring the depths of your own inner wisdom.